Hey you guys, so as you can see, I'm back with the View. I think the last video I posted regarding it was when I had the breakdown and had to have it towed to the mechanic. Now, I have always been an advocate of doing your preventative maintenance because I have older vehicles and I can't afford to have something break down over something stupid. So I make sure I keep the vehicles in the best possible shape that I can. So all that being said, what happened to the View? I originally thought it was fuel related because it has an issue with starting. Apparently it's common in Views. You have to put the key into the run position, let it build up fuel pressure, cut it back off, turn it back on, let it pause for a second, then fire it up, then the car fires. So when everything happened, I just assumed it was the fuel pump. And you'll actually see me, I went ahead, for the sake of capturing everything, I am going to show you some of the steps I went through based on that assumption. We're going to have video of what happened, when it happened. In fact, when I post the video of the car running, you'll notice it's the dash cam footage. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't set daylight savings time yet, so it was not correct. It actually was 8:44 in the morning, but it's right around the 27-second mark. If you notice in the bottom right-hand corner, right as I'm passing the interstate exit sign, exit 238, right as I'm passing that sign, if you listen, there's a little teeny tiny pop. It's no louder than if a rock flew up and hit the underside of the wheel well or something up in the plastics. It was that quiet, but I immediately lost everything in the car. It's like it stalled instantly. So I just coasted to the side of the road. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that footage in now and let you see it. Nothing really remarkable there. I assumed it was potentially a BCM failure and immediately turned the car off, let it sit for a minute. I did try and start it. It was a no-go, hence me thinking it was a fuel pump problem, potentially. So I just waited for the wrecker. Then when I got it there, I went back out and checked all the fuses and swapped relays to a known good relay, and it didn't make any difference. I didn't try and start it again, but I didn't hear the fuel pump priming or anything else, so I just went on the assumption that that was what it was. And I was like, okay, nothing that I can fix. We'll just let the mechanic take care of it. No cords. I don't know why all that stuff is incomplete. Swap the relay between air conditioning and the fuel pump because air conditioning is out right now anyway, so that's not going to affect anything. There's our 10, that is our fuel pump. See, there we go. It's in good stead as of this point. And as you can see, there was nothing, no smoking gun there as far as the fuel system. So the mechanic poked around and he discovered, lo and behold, it was a timing belt. Now I know how to check that on the side of the road, and I do intend to purchase transparent timing covers, the top covers that go over the camshaft sprocket timing cover. Plan to purchased those in a translucent so that I can kind of keep an eye on it. Not that I think it's going to happen again, but once you've been snake bit like that, it's kind of one of those things that becomes a diagnostic tool. And I'm sorry, on the side of the road, just using that little peephole is not going to tell me a whole heck of a lot. So I'm going to get those transparent covers. I went and got the timing kit for it, and I spoke with the mechanic, and he and I are talking on film. What happened? What did we see as we're going through the process? And remember, I'm learning. I don't do timing. I don't go inside of motors. I don't do any of that. There's too much precision work that I haven't been trained on, and I'd just rather pay somebody to do that. I'll tackle all the rest of the stuff, but I don't go into the engine. So if I'm asking what you think are dumb questions, or you hear the mechanic say something a little funky and I just take it, I really don't know. I'm believing in what he's saying. I have no reason to doubt him. I've known him 20 years and he's taken care of me and my vehicles 100%. So all that to say, I'm just, I let him tell me what he thought. We didn't find a smoking gun. We've submitted everything to warranty and we're just waiting. And yes, it was Gates. I'll let you watch all that footage and then I'll come back with what I think after doing a lot of research. Well, you guys, I'm up here with the view. The verdict is the brand new timing belt failed. So let's take a look-see. Oh. Definitely have belt shrapnel in there. That's for sure. I don't know why that's all schmutzed out. Well, that is why that's schmutzed out. That's not good. I don't know if that happened during the shenanigans. There's a piece there chipped off. Alright, I'll have to talk to Richie about that. Okay, that's the front one. Wow, I really need a light. I didn't think about needing a flashlight. You can see belt bits down there. That's just shredded into rubber and bits of hair. Light on. Let's see if we can see anything down in there. It's just decimated. Did this happen during it? See where the cover has a cack in it and now this rubber is out?
I opened this piece.
Yeah.
Goes right in there.
Yeah, no, this there, that damage. Did it snap and pow and bend that piece?
It could possible. I just gotta look when I pull it down, finish look at it.
Yeah.
As far as this like where we check the timing from. The timing people.
Yeah.
The belt could have just snapped, shear. You see where the mark is? So you can actually see it's not far off.
Okay.
See the dot right here?
Okay.
Look at the mark right here.
Oh, okay. So it's not like it kept.
Off.
Okay.
So I guarantee the bottom is just spinning.
I see.
So it's just like a teeth off.
Okay.
Which shouldn't be bad, you know?
Okay.
When I pull that down, I'll check the back one, and then I'll go down to the bottom, and we'll check down by the bottom. Because it does have a bottom one down. Three marks. The cam, two cams, and the crank. But I made them aware of it already. So they should be looking into the warranty.
We do a leak test to see if the valves are bent?
Not yet.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know. How do you tell if the valves are bent if you don't pull the head?
What I might do first, I might just get just a single belt, time it up back with a single belt.
Okay.
Start it and see how it does.
Okay. Yeah. And what, you would hear a misfire or a rough idle?
Yeah, if it's rough idle or tap, then we know if everything's smooth, then we don't have to do nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's the easiest step than to go through every cylinder and top dead center, bottom, and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
just different ways of checking it.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
long as I time it up back and crank it up and listen to it, if it's quiet, no noise, then it's good.
Okay, because I know this thing ran smooth, like epically smooth. It never
Like I
made a
said,
noise.
It's like the cam not even was there. I have to look at the back one still. You know where that one is?
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, I gotta take him out the way.
Okay, so he said this blue dot here and this blue dot here. There's a line right here. You see the line down there? Line is up here, and here's the line here. Those are your timing marks. They're supposed to line up. So it's ever so slightly out, but we don't know if that little bit has caused any damage. That's on the front most. We've got to look on the rear most and see what it looks like, as well as down below. We've got to pull off that timing cover and see what's going on. So I just finished pulling the intake out for him, and he'll take a look a little bit later on today. So that's where we're at.
It's rolled back. But
Oh, it's way over there instead of up?
Actually, the timing is all the way forward too. So
this one's up, that one's forward, and that one's back?
yeah, that one back. This one is good where it's just a little tooth off, but this one
it's
is
like
all
a
the
valley
way right here.
Oh, and it's supposed to be straight up and down like this other one?
Yeah.
Damn.
But sometimes that can cause or it snap and then
yeah, I can't hardly see.
You see?
There it is. Now I see it in the camera. Okay.
Right there.
Well, it's supposed to be straight. Up there. Okay, there it is. This is the only way I learn, dude.
It should be up here.
Yeah, it should be straight up and down. It's out, what, 90 degrees? Yeah. Dang. And how do you line up the bottom? Do we have to look at it from down here?
Yeah, all that we gotta clean off. I gotta clean off all this thing. All the
Wow, all that.
junk.
Goodness gracious. Yep. Wow. If my eyes don't deceive me, that is a Gates. I had heard they'd gone into the shitter, but this is not. It's Gates. Now, Gates used to be the go-to for, yeah, but that's not OEM.
This is the first I ever see a belt snap like this in less than 100,000 miles. So I never ever.
From what the guys are telling me on the forums, you can't use anything but OEM, Honda, or Aisin in these cars because the J's snap them.
Trust me. From all the Jason that I did, this is the first one.
It's crazy. Of course it's me.
I did a lot of them and never see the pin guide.
Okay. Now it didn't shear away a key or anything, did it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the back, that's the front.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Remember, if you then probably get till Monday for pay fee.
That's where he's going. See that socket there? Shadows. Right there.
Yes. Put it on center. Let it go. A weekend. thinking about the water pump and all of that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to. What I can do is when they come, I switch. But you say you're gonna get another bill?
Oh, I'm getting a whole nother kit. We're getting the Aisin Kit from Summit.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. I'm alright. Oh, they probably gonna flip it off back quick. Yeah.
So we're debating about pulling the whole kit and just replacing everything with the Aisin. That's if I'm pronouncing it right. Who knows? I wish I knew for sure what was the smoking gun on this.
Yeah.
Little metal fibers. That is hard to believe. That all looks good. Nothing catastrophic there. You said put all of them back to top dead center and see? Okay. Let this poor little car be okay.
But I need a dead spanner. There's a dead spanner. You can turn it because sometimes the ratchet might slip.
Oh yeah, yeah. Slow is safe.
I get to 12 o'clock. Can you see? You see the knot? You see coming up?
Oh, I can't. At the angle I'm at, I can't see. There she goes. I see green.
We still have a little way.
Oh, there I see it now.
Okay.
I see it's like past the timing mark.
I want to roll it back.
Oh yeah, I see the keyway moving back. Oh, so the keyway is right there at where the mark is. Okay.
12 o'clock. Need some light.
There it is.
Can you put one of the lights? See the little arrow right here?
Yeah.
That's where it lined up from, right here.
Okay.
And it matched with this little dot right here.
I gotcha. Yeah, I saw it when I was down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good right there. Come over more.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be in your way, but give you light. Yeah, we're not quite. Almost. A couple more. Oh, geez. Why did it jump away? Is it under tension?
This side all is on tension.
Oh. Okay.
And you put it right, the mark's supposed to be.
Oh, and then it stays?
Okay. Right now everything is lined up back. So now I just need a belt to slip on and crank her up. Let's see. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at?
Okay. Well, I picked up the kit from Summit Racing, that is. So, yep, I was committed. Let's go see if what the verdict is.
Lucky lady.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Oh, we got no water in it, so I can't run it.
Oh, no, yeah, she'll overheat.
So you got, I take the other water pump off and put everything from your kit on it.
All right, you guys. But he sounds good. He sounds healthy. All is well. God bless. Because I was not prepared to have this car need an engine or need heads or anything else. But it's good. So far, so good. No codes, no anything. He took it for a test drive, didn't have any weird anomalies, and we just went through the code scanner, and there was nothing indicating any issues with it at all, as far as random misfires or anything like that was pending. Nothing. So we went ahead and cleared it and just drive it a bit more. It had the air temperature sensor because the intake was off, but beyond that, thank you. Glad to have him back. Okay. On to my takeaway. I've now driven the vehicle. Right there, 276841 is where we are now. My takeaway after driving it and having a successful timing belt break at 70 miles an hour on the interstate. Internet research has taught me that Gates is the provider for the timing belt to Honda. However, that timing belt is produced in Japan. The timing belt that Gates has produced for the parts stores is from China. Their entire kit, from what I have gathered, again, this is internet searching across multiple forums, what people have said, what's broken, what's gone wrong. The Gates kits that we're getting for the J35 motors from the parts stores. Now, this is not Amazon. This is not eBay. I'm not talking counterfeits, okay? Forget that. I'm talking, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance, your big parts source houses that the mechanics use. Those guys. The Gates kits that they're getting are based with China production, or getting China-produced parts within them. So, that being said, we've got a belt that's coming out of China. We got tensioners, water pumps. They're not up to the original tolerances and superior engineering and whatnot that you're getting from Honda. Now, if you buy this kit from Honda, there is no kit. You have to buy everything piecemeal. And it gets very expensive. So that's hence buying kits from the aftermarket world. People stress the kit to buy for the J35. I don't know about everything else, but J35 for sure is this Aisin. This is the kit you want for the J35. This is the one that hands down has thus far been the best one. Now, do you want to get it from Rock Auto? I don't know, because they're completely internet-based, and a buddy of mine had an issue with a air conditioning that was remanned from them, and he kind of got the runaround from the manufacturer when it came to any type of warranty. They wanted him to go through Rock Auto. Be that as it is, I don't know that I'd get something as important as this necessarily from them. What I did is I went to Summit Racing. Summit Racing is local to me. So I trust them because Aisin said they are a verified 100% bona fide dealer. So if there's any issues, because I got it from a dealer that is listed on their website, they should warranty any problems I have. So that being said, that was my choice. And Summit Racing had a good price on it. I bought it using their app, so I got a discount on top of their already very good price. I bought it, I ate it, I took it to the mechanic, even though I will be getting a complete Gates kit back for the one that got installed on the car. You know, maybe Mr. Ritchie will give me credit and keep the kit. The internet sleuths have said that the big problem with the Gates kit is an inferior belt, and there are problems with the tensioner. There's something that 9 out of 10 times, if there's a failure point, it's something in the tensioner and it's in the belt. The belt snaps, the tensioner fails, causes the belt to move, then it snaps. I don't know. I don't know all the dynamics of it because I don't know enough about it. However, in doing a lot of research and looking online and watching, like Eric the car guy had an Acura TL with a J series motor that had the timing belt break. He ended up okay. He did the exact same thing that my mechanic did. He stripped everything off. He put a new kit on. He fired the car up. He didn't do a bunch of searching and scoping and testing and everything else. So before you say, oh, your mechanic, you know, just backyarded you, backyard hack, blah, blah, blah. No, actually, he's dealt with the part stores. He knows exactly what Gates is going to say. Gates is going to say, why did you make that assumption? Why did you not do this? Why did you not do that? They're going to fuss and holler. If the engine was okay, they're going to kick out any diagnostics he did to verify the engine was okay before trying the kit. So he basically said he was stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're only going to pay him half his labor rate anyway, even though their kit was the problem. And he then has to justify everything that he did to them. So if he scoped it, if he pulled the heads and sent them off to be fixed, not knowing, he just pulled them to pull them because I was driving 70 miles an hour and it failed and there should be bent valves, and there weren't bent valves, they ain't gonna pay for anything. So he took the most cost-effective route that he knew they would pay for. And if the car had a problem after that, once he put it all back together, then Gates would have had to fix the heads and replace the heads, machine, you know, whatever. But we'd have to go through a whole approval process and they'd have to come out to inspect the vehicle, yada, yada, yada. So he did what he could to get me back on the road as quick as possible based on his experience when things have happened in the past. He also said he's never had a Gates kit fail like this. Stepping back to Eric the car guy. And in his case, when he was driving, the belt snapped and wrapped itself around the crank itself, the crankshaft. Well, that's the pulley, but it wrapped itself around the crank. So what it did is it seized the crank. When it seized the crank, it stopped the pistons in the motor from moving, so they did not hit the valves in the heads. Typically what ends up happening is when your belt breaks, cams stop and the crank keeps going. Your biggest problem is typically the crank will keep going. The cams have stopped, so the valves are out in whatever position they were in when the belt snapped, and then you get piston hitting valve. And there's your damage. There's your bent valves. There's all your problems. When mine was out, this was one tooth off. This front head cam was one tooth off. Or it was a half a tooth because it was in the valley right next to it. It had gone just slightly off this way. This guy was this way. The timing mark was this way. On the this is on the rear head. That one is apparently the one that's got all the pressure and will keep spinning. So 9 out of 10 times, apparently that's the one that has the damage. At least in the position that it is in the view. It would be the rear head. The crank itself, the timing mark was over on this side in, you know, your 12, 1, 2 o'clock position, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's what position it was in. Now, when he pulled everything apart, I wasn't there to get that on video. But what I did notice, I had forgotten when I had first got there and he had started preliminarily taking things apart, he hadn't pulled that belt out yet. It was still in there. And as we saw, the belt was completely missing here, gone, psh, nothing left, just shredded, disintegrated, gone. And there was a little bit of it over here. So what I think actually happened is probably the best case scenario. My belt may have walked because, as you saw, it was the size of my pinky instead of a nice thick belt like it's supposed to be. It was like this. And I don't know, maybe the tensioner failed, skipped, got stuck, something, and the belt started to ride off, maybe. I don't know. I know there's little carriers that hold things in place here, so maybe those carriers were chewing on the belt and the belt was getting smaller and things were slipping, but the car never skipped a beat. It never made a noise. It never did anything. So that could all be pure speculation. But when he did pull the belt out, the majority of it was down here. Now, when it happened to Eric the car guy and the belt wrapped itself around down here, the position sensor that was down here got damaged, and this little shield that's down here also got damaged. It broke a component off. So he had to do a lot of surgery on the car down here to fix it. Mine was intact. It didn't hurt the sensor. It didn't hurt that shield. Everything was good. It didn't... You know, the keyway, everything was fine. So the only thing I can think is that belt started to disintegrate and wore itself thinner, and then that thin part that wrapped itself around here, when it finally did break, it seized the crank. Ergo, the pistons were not moving when the belt finally did break and let go. Everything happened instantaneously, and nothing hit anything. That's my very uneducated guess at what happened, and why I came out of this okay, why the view's okay, why the heads are fine, why are there no bent valves, why is there no destruction. You heard in the video, he fired it up. Yes, it was loud because the accessories were off and there was no coolant and la 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 la, because he had just slapped it together for that preliminary test, and there was no misfire, no anything. I've been driving it all these miles and no misfire codes, no nothing. So we're good to go there. So that is my guess at what happened, that it simply wrapping itself around down here seized that crank and stopped the pistons before they could slap ahead and do any damage. It just slowed everything down in time. But I thought it would have been a more remarkable kapflooey. That's all. That's my takeaway. There's no big smoking gun. There's nothing that jumps out. But as of right now, everything is still under consideration from the company, and we'll see what they say. By Aisin or by Honda. Don't fart around with anything else. Do not buy it off Amazon. Do not buy it off eBay. These guys are making convincing clones and counterfeits. Just don't do it. Get it from somebody that you know 100% has the correct parts. I mean, you can get it from Honda Parts Now, Majestic Honda, any of these dealers that are online. I'm not saying they're the problem, but just a standard eBay, whatever account, you got no clue who the heck they are. They can say they're anybody. You know, they can say they're Santa Claus. So that's my takeaway, and hopefully what happened to me doesn't happen to you, or if it does, you have a good outcome like I did. So, all right, y'all, take care.